So I found a video on NAS's life story, but it's animated and it's posted by Hip Hop Stories. I thought we'd check it out. It's got in brackets here: childhood, Illmatic, Dr. Dre, plus more. So I'm assuming they're the eras that it's going to talk about. Um, yeah, let's get it. It's 20 minutes, so chill out, enjoy.
In 1994, Nasty Nas, a talented 20-year-old MC from Queensbridge, burst onto the global stage with his masterpiece, Illmatic. Delve into
They even animated the Illmatic cover.
the fascinating story behind his early life, exploring the influences that shaped his perspective, and the profound impact that his debut album had on the hip-hop landscape. Now,
Hold on, I just realised. The Hip Hop Stories. Isn't that like Death Row Records? Awesome.
Nas, born in 1973, comes from a long line of musicians. His father was a versatile artist, excelling as both a singer and jazz cornetist. Meanwhile,
I love his dad. See, whenever he's featuring his dance songs, love it. Absolutely love it. Like Bridging the Gap is my favourite song on Streets Disciple. It's so good.
while his grandfather was a performer in the esteemed group The Melodiers, crisscrossed America during the challenging era of segregation. He grew up in the Queensbridge houses, renowned as the largest public housing project in the United States, with his mother, father, and little brother. His father, a worldly man.
Wait, he has a little brother? Is he anybody? Who's his brother?
Shaped by his experiences in the Navy and a thriving musical career, regaled Nas and his brother Jungle with captivating tales from beyond the city block. These stories opened windows to a broader world, providing the brothers with a rich understanding of life beyond their immediate surroundings. Additionally, Nas's father cultivated a haven of knowledge within the confines of their home, a personal library adorned with a diverse array of books, acting as a sanctuary amid urban complexities, where Nas and Jungle spent countless hours expanding their consciousness and gaining profound insights into the complexities of the world around them.
That's what would have made him a wordsmith, reading all them books. A good wordsmith.
His mom was a hard-working woman who dedicated her whole life to her kids, trying to provide a way for them to stay off the streets. She worked at the post office and was known as a great cook in the neighborhood. At the age of 4, the young Nas would spend his days playing the trumpet alongside drummers outside their building.
What?
Alongside drummers outside their building. At the age of 4, the young Nas would spend his days playing the trumpet alongside...
Bro plays the trumpet. Is there anything he can't do?
drummers outside their building. However, his father
doesn't just play the trumpet, he's been playing it from he was at least 4.
Eventually intervened, telling him to pause the practice because his front lip wasn't yet mature enough and didn't want it to get adversely affected. By the time he turned 7, Nas had already ventured into new interests, waking up his brother.
There's only 4 candles on the cake, but all right.
Nas had already ventured into new interests, waking up his brother every morning to share the rhymes he had discovered during the previous night. Only 2 years later, Nas began recording his first tapes with his best friend and upstairs neighbor, Ill Will, who also served as his...
Yeah, he talks about him a lot in his songs, doesn't he? Wasn't he killed, I think?
...initial DJ. They used to wait for Will's mom to go to work and transform her living room into a home studio. Their collaborative passion and long-time efforts marked the early steps in Nas's path toward becoming a musical icon. At the age of 12, he became a fan of MC Shen when Will made him listen to the song The Bridge, which was produced by Marley Marl, and quickly became...
Hold on, putting that in my notes. MC Shen, The Bridge. Hold on, actually I'll go to it on YouTube here. MC Shen, the bridge.
Loving Boxy Mobile's triple data this summer.
And it's only a tenner.
That's less than your daily coffee.
Well, right, sort of. We'll do a video on that sometime, so I don't know it.
Became Queensbridge's anthem. Soon after, KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions released the track South Bronx, igniting the infamous bridge war between South Bronx and Queensbridge as they debated the real birthplace of hip-hop. Heavily influenced by the music he listened to during his teens, he began to seriously contemplate a rap career. Another pivotal moment he often reflects on in his journey toward becoming a rapper is when he first heard Rakim rap on tracks like My Melody and Eric B. is President. He vividly recalls seeing his entire neighborhood in Queens engaging in a synchronized dance called the WAP, and couldn't fathom how such a phenomenon was possible. Initially, NAS found some interest in school, but as he progressed
The dreary mustache on him.
into junior high, he began to lose enthusiasm. This disinterest led to a concerning incident that resulted in his expulsion. In one of his tracks, John Blaze, he reflects on this turbulent period, recalling, "I used to pack a number 2 pencil students." By the 8th grade, NAS's academic performance took a significant hit, coinciding with his parents' divorce. This event had a profound impact on him, especially since his father departed, relocating to Harlem. Following visits to his father with his brother Jungle, and fueled by his encouragement recognizing their creative potential, Nas and Jungle decided to quit school. Choosing to focus on developing their artistic talents marked a crucial turning point
I bet you Nas can play the piano too.
in their journey. After leaving school, Nas found himself
Says Nasty Nas on the wall.
navigating the delicate balance between the allure of the street life and his burgeoning rap career. Initially adopting the nickname Kid Wave, he later transitioned to the alias Nasty Nas, a shortened form of his birth name, Nasir. A couple of years later, at the age of 16, Nas and his best friend Ill Will crossed paths with Large Professor, a prominent hip-hop producer who played a crucial role by introducing Nas to his group, Main Source. The turning
Main Source. Have they released anything?
point in Nas's fledgling career unfolded in the summer of 1991, when he was just 17 years old. It marked his on-record debut with a remarkable verse on Live at the Barbecue, a track featured in Main Source's LP Breaking Atoms.
Is it any good? Should I check it out?
This significant moment not only showcased Nas's lyrical prowess, but also propelled him into the forefront of the hip-hop scene. However, tragedy struck in 1992 when Nas's best friend, Ill Will, and his brother, Jungle, were shot in front of his block. Miraculously, Nas's brother, Jungle, managed to survive despite being struck in the shoulder and leg. Sadly, his best friend, Ill Will, wasn't as fortunate, leading to a heartbreaking loss. 7 years later, in 1999, as a homage to Ill Will, Nas established a record label bearing his name. This traumatic event served as a life-altering moment, fueling Nas's growing cynicism about the world and prompting a profound wake-up call. Confronted with a pivotal decision, Nas found himself at a crossroads. The shooting forced him to reassess his priorities, leading to a critical choice between fully immersing himself in the street life, resigned to an in-depth...
See the way they've got the grind in the background, right? Is the project really that bad? I mean, what do you call it? Like, I feel like animators and people from other places, when they're drawn at different place, they get things completely wrong. Right? For example, believe it or not, there's a Spider-Man comic, right? I don't know what year it is. And in the comic, Peter Parker, for the Daily Bugle, goes to Belfast during the Troubles. This comic exists. I can't remember what issue it was or anything. and they've drew it like blown up buildings, decapitated buildings, and all. And it was never like that. Do you know what I mean? So is the project really like this? That's what I'm asking.
Definite existence in the hood, or committing wholeheartedly to his emerging musical career. Ultimately, he chose the path of his aspirations, and later admitted to sensing a guiding influence from his best friend orchestrating things from upstairs. Just a few months later, in mid-92, NAS crossed paths with MC Search of the group Third Base. Search not only became NAS's manager, but also played a crucial role in securing him a record deal with Columbia Records later that same year. This breakthrough came to fruition when Search presented NAS to Faith Newman, who had actively sought him out after hearing his standout verse on Live at the Barbecue a year before. In October '92, NAS marked his solo debut with the single Halftime, featured in Search.
I never realized this until the other day, but halftime is right in the middle of Illmatic.
Soundtrack for the film Zebrahead. This single not only heightened the buzz surrounding NAS, but also became the first track he recorded for Illmatic, which was included in his debut album 2 years afterward. 2 months later, in December 1992, MC Search released his solo album. NAS's standout appearance on the song Back to the Grill further intensified anticipation for his upcoming album. Throughout 1993, NAS dedicated the entire year to crafting his masterpiece, assembling an all-star team of hip-hop producers, including Large Professor, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, LES, and Q-Tip. NAS exhibited
literally still working with all them boys.
Meticulous attention to detail in selecting beats, even involving his father in playing the cornet for his song Life's a This commitment to perfection extended the production process to 2 years, a significant undertaking even by the standards of that era. In a later interview, he admitted that he felt like he
Bet you everybody, right, after Illmatic came out, everybody in the game basically, we're just like, motherfucker, we have to work extra hard now.
spent his whole life crafting Illmatic, revealing he began writing lyrics at 9, started recording songs at 16, and had a wealth of material, at least in rough form, to draw upon. Finally, on April 19, 1994, Illmatic was released, solidifying NAS's status as a groundbreaking artist in the world of hip-hop. The album even garnered the exceptionally rare 5 Mics review from The Source. Illmatic wove lyrical tales that vividly painted the streets of New York into a cinematic tapestry.
Wow. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
His intricate style, with his advanced techniques, marked a transformative shift in the landscape of hip-hop. As Busta Rhymes quoted, what he was able to do lyrically completely shifted the climate of how the MC was supposed to rhyme. Exploring themes
That drawing did Buster dirty there, like.
Of crime, loss, and deep introspection, Illmatic simultaneously cast its gaze towards a potential future, a hopeful escape from the perpetual cycle. But surprisingly, despite receiving positive critical acclaim, Illmatic struggled to make a significant impact in terms of sales. In its first week, it only managed to sell 59,000 units, rendering it a commercial disappointment. This was particularly striking when compared to NAS's subsequent album, It Was Written, which soared with 270,000 copies sold in its first week. The primary reason behind Illmatic's underwhelming sales was the extensive bootlegging that had occurred globally months before its official release. MC Search and Faith Newman later revealed that they had stumbled upon 70,000 bootleg cassettes of Illmatic, a staggering 5 months before the album's official launch. However, now 30 years since its release, these early setbacks did not diminish Illmatic's significance. Despite its initial commercial struggles, the album has stood the test of time, evolving into one of the most extensively analyzed records in history and firmly establishing itself as a landmark in East Coast hip-hop. NAS, who began dating Carmen during the recording process of Illmatic, welcomed his first child, Destiny Jones, just 2 months after the album's release. Despite being just 20 years old at the time, he embraced the responsibility of fatherhood with enthusiasm and excitement. In 1995, a year later, he made an acclaimed guest appearance on Raekwon's debut studio album, Only Built for Cuban Links, often known as the Purple Tape. He was featured on the track Verbal Intercourse, marking the first collaboration of a
I really need a notebook.
non-affiliated artist contributing to a Wu-Tang related album. In that same year, Nas made notable appearances on AZ's Cool G Raps and Mobb Deep's albums, contributing to the development of his emerging persona, Nas Escobar. The first time he officially adopted this nickname was on Mobb Deep's 1995 track, Eye for an
Phenomenal song.
Eye. Mobb Deep, a rap duo from Queens, consisted of his childhood friend Havoc, who he met in preschool and hung around in the neighborhood during their teens, and Prodigy, who he had previously encountered during a rap battle in New York's Queensbridge housing project. A year later, they would appear on Nas's follow-up album, It Was Written. His record label, Columbia Records, inspired by the commercial success of artists like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre on the West Coast and Biggie and Puffy on the East Coast, made a strategic move and told Nas to embrace a more mainstream appeal with his second album, resulting in his hiring of Steve Stoute as a manager. In 1996, he made a conscious decision to collaborate with Lauryn Hill, who was coming off a huge buzz with the Feud, to create the iconic track.
He said it like Fugees. I've always said Fugees.
If I Ruled the World, produced by the Trackmasters and Rashad Smith. This song served as the lead single for his second album. It was...
Oh, was that a single? I obviously knew that before, because whenever I usually check up the discographies, you know, and the singles of them, I must have just forgot. Great song.
Written and quickly became a commercial success, as did his second single, Street Dreams. Their popularity transcended platforms, captivating audiences on MTV and radio stations across the nation. However, the last single of the album, The Messages, sparked a feud between Nas and Tupac.
Oh, yeah.
The lyrics, Fake Thugs, No Love, You Get the Slug, were interpreted by Tupac as a direct diss towards him. In response, Pac recorded Against All Odds, accusing Nas of biting his style with lines like, "This little guy Nas thinks he lived like me. Hey Nas, your whole damn style is bitten." This inevitably led to their infamous face-off in New York at Bryant Park, where Nas and Tupac, along with their crews, confronted each other at the after-party of the 1996 MTV Video Music Awards.
I didn't know that.
This could have turned into a bloodshed, with approximately 30 to 40 young soldiers on each side. On one stood Tupac with his death row entourage and his New Jersey-based Outlaws crew, while on the other was Nas, supported by his Queensbridge army. Fortunately, as Napoleon from the Outlaws recalls, the two young leaders were able to come together and talk like men. Nas clarified that he wasn't dissing him in his song The Message, and Tupac promised to remove any disses aimed at Nas from the official album release.
Right.
Unfortunately, Tupac died a week later before any edits could be made. During an interview with Steve Stoute, Nas reflected on his conversation with Tupac. "We had a great convo. He thought I was dissing him on the song The Message, but it ended with us realizing we're brothers, man. We're not supposed to go through this. I was scheduled to meet him in Vegas, so I was out there when he was in the hospital, praying for him to come through." With his sophomore album, Nas's strategic transition from an underground storyteller to a mainstream urban icon paid off. It Was Written debuted as the #1 album in America on July 2nd, 1996, and went on to sell over...
I didn't know it hit #1. I knew it would have been high, but I didn't think it was number one.
2 million copies worldwide by the end of the year, a far cry from Illmatic's debut numbers. This project also marked one of Dr. Dre's first collaborations with a New York rapper on the track NAS is Coming. The two legends had previously met at a show in Los Angeles where NAS was performing his debut album Illmatic, and Dr. Dre came to salute him. Since then, they've always expressed their desire to work together. Dr. Dre, who had just departed from Death Row Records to establish Aftermath Entertainment during the height of the East Coast-West Coast beef, disregarded the coastal tensions and joined forces with Nas a year later to form The Firm, a hip-hop supergroup comprising AZ, Foxy Brown, and Nature. Other
I really need to get that album done. I really do.
rappers were considered for the group,
Oh, his name on it is Nas Escobar. Alright, okay, cool.
which in hindsight could have changed history. We had been trying different members out, Trackmaster's producer Tone revealed to Complex. We had 50 Cent in it for a little while. It just didn't
I did not know that. Holy shit.
work out, though we made a record. Indeed, long before 50 Cent skyrocketed to fame with Eminem and Dr. Dre in his corner, he was close to joining NASA's supergroup. However, 2 years later, in 1999, while 50 Cent was still an underground artist, his track How to Rob captured Nas's attention. Impressed, Nas invited 50 Cent to join him on his Nostradamus promo tour. As 50 recalled during an interview with MTV, Nas was the first person to do something for nothing for me. He allowed me to go on his promo tour. He wanted me to be out there. Finally, on October 21st, 1997, The Firm released their studio album on Dr. Dre's label, which debuted at number 1 and sold 147,000 copies in its first week. However, music critics had mixed feelings about the album,
Is the album good? Let me know.
expressing concerns about its shift towards a mainstream sound instead of embracing the distinctive styles of the group members. During an interview, Dr. Dre shared his thoughts on why the album didn't meet expectations. When we were making that record, there were a lot of problems in the studio. I only spent maybe 4 days in the studio with the artist. Nas also provided his perspective. If we had Dre's full attention to do the entire project,
Is it just me or have the dream? Like the guy that played him in Straight Outta Compton. I can't remember his name, but he was Heath in The Walking Dead and stuff. That's these animations of Dre look like him.
things might have been different. We wanted Dre and Trackmasters to split the production. There were too many people involved, and it stifled the creativity. All right, folks, that wraps up today's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. And don't forget to stay tuned for part 2. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn
So there's a part 2. We'll get part 2 done tomorrow.
more about your favorite rappers, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Starting now, we'll be posting at least one long-format video per month, so there's plenty more to come. And for daily rap stories, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Signing off, and catch you in the next one.
I really enjoyed that there video. If you want to see me do part 2, comment below, let me know, like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time.